Welcome to Kruk and Kuip Extra Innings. You can follow me at Rob Ivan at twitter.com. Today was like every game in this fucking series, and the Giants bullpen fucked it up for us. We couldn't score any fucking runs, and this team is really fucked up right now. And it's getting frustrating. It's starting to piss off Bochy. And Bochy was not happy in today's conference, and it showed. I mean, Matt Moore, another shitty outing from Matt Moore today. 5 fucking earned runs and 4 1/3 fucking innings pitched. And his ERA is now over 6 at 6.04. This is just not good baseball right now. And the bullpen, half of them can't pitch worth shit either right now. It's getting awful. It really is. This is going to maybe be the worst season in franchise history at this point. And the last thing you want to do is really start getting under the skin of. It's starting to get under Bochy's skin a little bit. And it wouldn't surprise me at this point if Bochy starts pursuing other vacancies next season. He's not going to get fired, but I certainly think that he may want to consider he might start considering looking at other vacancies, or he might start looking at He might start mulling retirement next season. This might be a long rebuild coming up. I just don't see it being to a point where I really don't see it getting any better this season or next season. I really don't see it getting much better next season. I really don't. I mean, Bumgarner's due to come back sooner than later, but I don't know how much Bumgarner is going to help this team. This team's already mailing it in, and if they're starting to tune out to Bochy, I wouldn't blame him if he starts looking at other vacancies here during the offseason. I mean, Boston, if they don't get to at least the ALCS next season, this postseason, they're certainly going to look to upgrade. They're going to look at that might be a possible managing vacancy, and I think Boston would love nothing more to bring Bochy to Boston and try to win a championship with the Red Sox. Other possibilities, you're going to have Baltimore. Baltimore might be another team that's going to have a vacancy. And you might have Seattle. Maybe Seattle's is talented on paper, but they could look to upgrade at manager in the offseason if things don't change. It's getting ugly. I mean, the bullpen's been awful the last week or so. And now you're stuck seeing pitchers like Kruk having to suffer and having to tough it out because there's really no other options in the pen. I mean, Contos and right now, besides maybe Strickland, Contos, Guerin, and Strickland and Melanson, to some point, you really don't have a whole lot of stability in the bullpen. And now you're going to have to cycle through some of these youngsters maybe once or twice to hope you can find lightning in a bottle later in the season. You're going to have to really find out who's going to be your bullpen next year, because you're going to maybe have to tear the bullpen almost down to the bolts next year. Starting pitching, they're almost going to have to tear the rotation down to the bolts next season. This is really looking like a team that's going to have to be torn down. Is going to nearly have to be torn down to the bolts next year. If they're going to have to commit, and this is going to be hard for Larry Baer. I think they're finally starting to see the signs that they're going to have to commit to a rebuild next year. And, we got pieces in the infield. I think most of the infield should stay intact. I think Slater's looking like he's going to be the long-term answer in left, but you might want to consider parting ways with after next season with Hunter Pence and Denard Span. Those are two guys that you have to part ways with. You need to hope that Mac Williamson can get it together, or hopefully Jarrett Parker. He's getting close to being back from a rehab assignment. And then Bumgarner. The good news is Madison Bumgarner is scheduled to start doing a rehab assignment next week. So we will find out what happens with that. This is frustrating for Bochy, and it wouldn't be surprising if other teams now start looking to lure Bochy away if they have and especially Boston. If Boston has a managing vacancy, I really could see Boston go hard after trying to bring Bochy to Boston. If Boston doesn't get past the ALCS this season, or Bochy just might hang it up, and you know what? And if this does happen, Larry Baer should clean house. I really think it may require not just a rebuild, but it may require a house cleaning in order to change you might have to have new blood in here to fix the Giants. It may require some new blood coming in. It might. We have to prepare for possibly a 2 to 5 year plan in rebuilding with a GM who I think is inept right now. And at some point, you have to really mold the idea of cleaning house if Bochy leaves. And I don't think it would be the worst idea in the world to clean house if that happens. I mean, look at the 49ers. They finally cleaned house this last season. And I think Jed York has finally learned his lesson after all these years of between Harbaugh and Balky, and he now has understood that there has to be a working relationship between a GM and a coach. But Larry Baer, he may have to make the tough decision to clean house in the offseason, and I wouldn't be if Bochy were to leave. If Bochy does leave, I think it makes cleaning house that much easier for the Giants. And sometimes it might just work out better to start with a clean slate. Now on to Colorado. I don't think things are going to get any better against Colorado since they got fucking swept by the Dodgers. But your probables for that series will be German Marquez against Jeff Samardzija tomorrow night. Game 2 will be Jeff Hoffman against Matt Cain. And Game 3 will be Ty Block against Antonio Senzatella. And we don't know what's going to happen at this point. Something's got to get changed. Let's go to other games around the league from today. The Marlins beat the Cubs 4-2. Your winning pitcher was Edison Volquez. Your losing pitcher was Mike Montgomery. Not a bad start from Montgomery, though. 3 runs, but none of them were earned. And he's really starting to hit his stride as a starting pitcher. And Volquez, not a bad outing either for him. The Twins beat the Indians 4-0. Your winning pitcher was Irvin Santana. Your losing pitcher was Josh Tomlin. And for the Twins, Eddie Rosario went 3 for 4 in this game. And now the Twins take over first place at 39-34. The Orioles beat the Rays 8-5. Your winning pitcher was Brad Brock. Your losing pitcher was Alex Colomb. Caleb Joseph went 3 for 4 for the Orioles today. Jonathan Shoup went 2 for 3 for the Orioles. Daniel Robertson went 2 for 3 for the Rays, and Jesus Sucre went 3 for 4 for the Rays. And Colomb blew another save, allowing 3 runs in 1 inning pitched. Not a good game today for Chris Tillman, allowing 5 runs, 4 earned in 4 and a third innings pitched, and his ERA has ballooned to 8.39 at this point. If there's any GM who might get fired after the season, it's got to be Dan Duquette. He's really on thin ice over there, and I think Baltimore may be in danger of a house cleaning in the offseason. The Angels beat the Red Sox 4-2. Your winning pitcher was Parker Bridwell. Your losing pitcher was Doug Fister, making his first start for the Red Sox this season. Ben Revere went 3 for 4 in this game for the Angels. And Fister, not a bad outing, 3 earned and 6 pitched. Just didn't get the run support he needed to win. The Brewers and the Packers beat the Falcons today 7-0. Your winning pitcher was Zach Davies. Your losing pitcher was Julio Teheran. And for the Brewers, Domingo Santana went 3 for 4, as did Keon Broxton. And Teheran, 7 earned runs and 3 innings pitched. The Reds beat the Nationals 6-2. Your winning pitcher was Scott Feldman. Your losing pitcher was Tanner Rourke. And for the Reds, Scooter Gannett went 4 for 5. For the Nationals, Bryce Harper went 3 for 3. Not a good day for Tanner Rourke, allowing 6 earned runs and 6 innings pitched. And his ERA is over 5.15 and could be heading to the bullpen soon. The Rangers beat the Yankees 7-6, and they're 1 game over 500 now. Your winning pitcher was Nick Martinez. Your losing pitcher was Michael Pineda. Aaron Judge went 2 for 3 for the Yankees. Chase Headley went 3 for 4 and starting to heat up with the bat. The A's beat the White Sox 5-3. Your winning pitcher was Sonny Gray. Your losing pitcher was Tommy Cannell. Cannell allowed 2 runs, 1 earned in 1 third inning pitched. And former Giant Santiago Casilla has 13 saves for the A's this season. So we might have a little bit of trade value here for the A's at the deadline. The Blue Jays beat the Royals 8-2. Your winning pitcher was Francisco Liriano. Your losing pitcher was Scott Alexander. And the Blue Jays aren't going away without a fight. Kevin Pillar went 3 for 4 in this game. Alexander allowed 3 earned runs without recording an out, as did Peter Moylan, allowed 2 more runs, one earned. And this was one of the better outings for Francisco Liriano this season. He could be a good cheap option if they decide to sell at the deadline. The D-backs beat the Phillies 2-1. Your winning pitcher was TJ McFarland. Eduardo Ramos was your losing pitcher, and the Phillies might be the only team with the worse record than the Giants right now. And for Philadelphia, Aaron Alther went 3 for 5. The Tigers beat the Padres 7-5. Your winning pitcher was Bruce Rondon. Your losing pitcher was Brandon Maurer. And for San Diego, Eric Ibar went 2 for 3 today. And Jordan Zimmerman's struggles continue as he allowed 5 earned runs and 4 innings pitched. Brandon Maurer allowed 2 earned runs and 1 inning pitched. The Cardinals beat the Pirates 8-4 on Sunday Night Baseball tonight. Your winning pitcher was Trevor Rosenthal. Your losing pitcher was Juan Nicasio. Yadier Molina went 3 for 4. And Elias Diaz went 2 for 3 for the Pirates tonight. And Nicasio allowed 4 runs, 3 earned. The Astros beat the Mariners 8-2. Your winning pitcher was Michael Feliz. Your losing pitcher was Ariel Miranda. Francis Martes started the game and allowed 4 walks and 2 innings pitched. They said that's enough. James Pazos allowed 4 earned runs and 2/3 innings pitched today for the Mariners. And the LA Dodgers beat the Rockies 12-6. Your winning pitcher was Pedro Baez. Your losing pitcher was Adam Ottavino. And the Dodgers came back from a 6-4 deficit and rallying for 8 runs in the 7th and 8th innings. Ian Desmond went 3 for 4 for the Rockies. And public enemy number 1, Justin Turner went 2 for 3. Cody Bellinger went 3 for 5. Jock Peterson 3 for 4. And Bellinger had 2 home runs today and made life miserable for Tyler Anderson. And Ottavino allowed 6 earned runs and 1 inning pitched today. Jake McGee allowed 2 earned runs. And now let's take a look at the standings. Let's take a look at the standings as of right now. The Yankees and Red Sox are currently tied in the AL East. And with Tampa Bay about 2 games back from the 2.5 games back, the Twins hold a half-game lead over the Indians. And the Royals are 2.5 games back. The Astros still have a commanding lead. And as in terms of the wild card race, wild card number 2 would be Cleveland, so that's starting to pull away a little bit. With Cleveland starting to pull away with the second wild card at this point. So it could start separating the buyers from the sellers in the coming weeks. In the NL, the Nationals hold a NL East. The Nationals hold a 9-game lead over the Braves. The Brewers currently hold a 1.5 game lead over the Cubs. The Giants now hold the Dodgers, hold a 2.5 game lead over the D-backs. And the Rockies have fallen to 4.5 games back with that 5-game losing streak going on. So I think the Rockies could be in the market for starting pitching here before the trade deadline. But they are pretty comfortable in the wild card race with Arizona. Them in Arizona holding up the 2 wild card spots as of right now. Now, time for the other part. They might be Giants today. Now, more focus on the minors. And today, okay, the River Cats did not play this week. Play tonight. River Cats did not play tonight. Tomorrow, the River Cats will start a series against. And this week, the Sacramento River Cats have a series against. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Let's go to the PDF here. This week they go on the road to play El Paso. Oh, and today they had a game against. Today was the Battle of '99 against the Fresno Grizzlies. I don't see the score posted anywhere though, so PCL site's having issues. But they start a 4-game series against El Paso on the road. Then they come back home on Friday for a 3-game home series against the Fresno Grizzlies for the Battle of '99. And trending up and down in the majors, in the minors right now. Oh, they did a doubleheader yesterday. They lost to both games to Fresno. And as the Giants, they currently are in the cellar. They are 8 games in cellar at 39 and 45. With Fresno getting back to 500 at 38 and 38, the Rainiers and the Reno Aces are running away with the PCL Northern Division. And now trending up and down in the minors for this week. Jarrett Parker, I think he's going to probably be ready to come back off the disabled list very soon. And I think he could be an upgrade from Gorkas Hernandez. We'll see how long it could take. But they got swept by Fresno in this last series, so it was not good. And Derek Law has not been pitching well in AAA either. I'm wondering at this point if Derek Law might be having an injury or something. If Law is not struggling in AAA too, it might be time to really start maybe taking a look at putting him on the disabled list for a while. Yeah, Law's struggled too, and since he's been demoted, so that's not good news. Chris Shaw's kind of cooled off too, so not looking good either in the minors. It's not really been good. Well, Andrew Suarez looked better in his second start for the River Cats, so maybe Suarez could hopefully pitch well enough that he could get an audition soon enough. Slade Heathcott is trending up a little bit. But yeah, it's eastbound and down right now, anywhere. We don't know what's. But I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to have to tear this team down to the bolts. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow the Giants are forced to drill on fundamentals. This whole team might have to drill on fundamentals at this point to get this shit together. All right, now the Sunday spotlight this week is AAA affiliations. This week we found out the San Antonio Missions will become a AAA team next year. So that means in 2019 there will be some affiliation switches. And the Colorado Springs Sky Sox will no longer be a AAA affiliate. That's bad news for the Brewers. So what will happen is the AAA affiliate, the Sky Sox, will become the San Antonio Missions. And it looks like the AA team might be moving to Amarillo. Elmore, and it looks like San Antonio is going to move into a downtown ballpark. And then the Missions AA team will move to Amarillo. But that's not good news if you're. But that's not good news if you're the Brewers right now. I think the Brewers are going to get screwed out of this. They're going to get stuck in another bad situation. But it might be better than what they have right now. AAA in Colorado Springs has never been easy, though. Colorado Springs is 6,000 feet up in elevation. And you had a lot of weather issues in Colorado Springs. But you saw a lot of pitching prospects go to waste in Colorado Springs, and that's why the Rockies a couple years ago left Colorado Springs for Albuquerque. And Colorado, and now with Colorado Springs going to become a rookie league team, Milwaukee might lose in the affiliation shuffle again. When they lost the Nashville affiliation to Oakland 2 years ago, they were forced to go to Colorado Springs. But now with the Astros likely to go to Round Rock in 2019, and the Rangers likely to become the new AAA affiliates for the new San Antonio Missions franchise, the Astros' current AAA affiliate, the Fresno Grizzlies, they are likely going to have to be forced to affiliate with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2019, which could be good, which could be bad, but it is a better ballpark venue for the Brewers than what they have right now. And it might be better for their pitching prospects being over there in Fresno versus Colorado Springs. Just the downside to Fresno for the Brewers is going to be flying, trying to get players flown to and from Milwaukee. And that's the only problem with Fresno. It's not close proximity to the major league, the parent club at this point, unless San Diego or, say, the Angels decided to opt out of their current affiliation agreement. But we'll see what happens, but it's a good chance that the Fresno Grizzlies will become the Milwaukee Brewers affiliate in 2019. The Astros will likely go to the Round Rock Express once the Rangers go to San Antonio. And that's our Sunday spotlight for this week. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing about Fresno, though. For the Brewers, you're going to see more attendance. The attendance is a little better in Fresno. Their attendance is decent in Fresno versus Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs is also prone to low attendance. But we'll see how AAA baseball does in San Antonio. We'll see if fans come out for the games in San Antonio or not. Now, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see what the future holds. Be back tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe they'll finally get a win somewhere. Maybe. Hopefully. If we only... I would jump. I would dance. I would sing. If we only had a win. If we only had a win. Together we're giant. Thanks, and have a good night.